crazy to anyone else, but made perfect sense to me. I was going to fake this vacation and see what my loving children did while they thought I was gone. The next morning, I called my neighbor Mrs. Patterson and asked her a favor that required some explaining. I need you to watch my house while I'm supposedly on vacation, but I'll actually be staying at the Comfort Inn on Riverside Drive. Mrs. Patterson, bless her paranoid heart, didn't even hesitate. Something's not right with those kids of yours. I've been thinking it for weeks. Harold said I was being nosy, but a woman knows when something smells fishy. So here I was, 3 days into my fake cruise, sitting in my rented Honda Civic across the street from my own house at 11:45 p.m., wondering if I'd finally lost my mind. The house was dark except for the porch light I'd left on a timer. At exactly 11:58, Mrs. Patterson appeared beside my car like some kind of elderly ninja. I nearly jumped out of my skin. "They're here," she whispered, sliding into my passenger seat without invitation. "Been watching since 10 o'clock. Your boy Jake arrived first, then Emma about an hour later. They're moving around in there with flashlights." My heart started pounding. "Moving around doing what?" Mrs. Patterson checked her watch. 2 more minutes. You'll see." At midnight, every light in my house blazed on simultaneously. Through the windows, I could see Emma in my kitchen, wearing rubber gloves and pulling items out of cabinets. Jake was in the living room, systematically photographing everything with his phone. They moved through my house like they owned it, touching my things, examining my furniture, going through my personal belongings with the efficiency of professional appraisers. "How long have they been doing this?" I whispered. Mrs. Patterson's voice was grim. "Every night since you've been gone. They show up after midnight, stay until about 4 in the morning. Tonight's different, though. Tonight they brought boxes." As if on cue, Jake disappeared into the garage and returned with several large cardboard boxes. He began carefully packing my mother's china, the set I'd inherited when she died 5 years ago, the set worth nearly $10,000. Emma emerged from the kitchen, carrying my jewelry box, the one containing my grandmother's pearl necklace and the diamond earrings Robert gave me for our 20th anniversary. I watched my children systematically loot my home while they thought I was on a cruise ship eating buffet food and playing bingo. Mrs. Patterson patted my hand. "Honey, we need to call the police." But I was already thinking something else entirely, something that would have made Robert laugh if he'd been there to see it. My children thought they were so clever, waiting until dear old Mom was safely out of the way to divide up her assets. What they didn't know was that dear old Mom had learned a few things about being underestimated. I pulled out my phone and started recording. "Not yet," I told Mrs. Patterson. "First,